I have the pleasure to announce that Europa Universalis 4 is getting another DLC this year. That's right, we will be having a new expansion pack coming out in Q2 this year, 2014, that is. And the name of the expansion is Wealth of Nations, and I guess many can already guess from the picture and from the name itself what it entitles. They just announced a few features that will be included today, but not all. We'll be looking at the various different developer diaries, or you can look at that later on. But the features that they have announced so far that will definitely be the main selling points of this DLC are: 1. The invisible hand of the market. You can act covertly to instigate trade conflicts among the competition, stifling income and leaving yourself atop the economic heap. So basically you can now send spies to do different bad things to your rivals' economies. You can also seize the seas. Hiring privateers can damage enemy shipments and cripple their trade, but risks retaliation in the form of open warfare if you're caught. Of course, this is very realistic, but because this did happen a lot, and most of the pirates of the Caribbean, or I mean, if we think about pirates, we might think about the Caribbean, and obviously these guys were privateers that were hired by the Crown of England and Spain and different other European nations to destroy their competitors, but then once war had ended, these guys basically went on a rampage against everyone. Third point, capitalize. Empires can designate a specific port as their trade capital, separate from their national capital, and strengthen local trade routes through the use of inland trade nodes. That, I must say, is quite amazing. I really like this idea of having a trade capital instead of your political capital. I think we can see this all over the world. A lot of trade capitals, I would assume, are ports, and not necessarily the capital or the administrative capital of the nations. We might see this as let's take some country. Random country, let's think about something. I don't know. Beijing, China. That's not necessarily, you know, the center of all the wealth in China. I'd rather say it should be Shanghai or Hong Kong, or, you know, those different areas, ports, etc. So yeah, definitely something I'm looking forward to. And the last thing that they have announced is that you can monopolize and mobilize. Form an East India Company and reach faraway trade partners with an unstoppable shipping concern. So now basically, if I've understood this correctly, they're developing on this idea of having independent trade companies. Like in real life, the British didn't actually settle or conquer India. Who conquered India to begin with was the East India Trade Company, who went over there, and they started to, you know, build ports, capture ports, to settle their trade, and then they started going further and further inland to make sure that their trade would work. And then the British in the 1800s came to India and officially annexed it. I don't remember why though, but yes, I guess they just wanted all the money and to make sure that they could take it all for them. You know, this is what Europa Universalis 4 is all about, or Europa Universalis and Paradox games in general are. They model reality. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm looking forward to Wealth of Nations. I hope you are too, and that will be all for now. You can follow the news on on the Paradox forums. Links are in the description below. Goodbye.